The state of Washington just tried to force priests to break one of the most sacred vows in human history. They passed a law that would have shattered the sanctity of the confessional, turning clergy into agents of the state, and forcing them to choose between their faith and their freedom. But they didn't count on one thing: a Justice Department that is once again willing to defend the First Amendment. The DOJ intervened, and a federal court just delivered a landmark victory for religious liberty. The media wants you to believe this is a simple debate about protecting children. It's not. This is a calculated, unconstitutional assault on the free exercise of religion, and we have the documents and the statements to prove it. Let's begin with the law itself. Washington State Senate Bill 5375 was signed by Governor Bob Ferguson on May 2nd. His justification was simple and emotionally charged. Protecting our kids first is the most important thing. The bill's sponsor, State Senator Noel Frame, was even more blunt, stating, "You never put somebody's conscience above the protection of a child." Their argument is clear: child safety supersedes religious doctrine. But what they call conscience, the Catholic Church calls a sacred, 2,000-year-old sacrament protected by canon law. In a pastoral letter, Seattle Archbishop Paul Etienne made the stakes perfectly clear, stating that Catholic clergy cannot violate the seal of confession or they face excommunication. He wrote, "All Catholics must know and be assured that their confessions remain sacred, secure, confidential, and protected by the law of the Church." The state was creating an impossible conflict: obey the government or be cast out from your faith. This is where the United States Department of Justice stepped in. On June 23rd, the DOJ, led by Attorney General Pam Bondi's team, filed to intervene in the lawsuit brought by the Archdiocese of Seattle. Assistant Attorney General Harmeet, Dhillon, announced the suit, with a statement that leaves no room for doubt about the administration's position. She said, "Laws that explicitly target religious practices, such as the sacrament of confession, have no place in our society. The Justice Department will not sit idly by when states mount attacks on the free exercise of religion." In a media appearance, Dhillon was even more direct about the state's flawed logic. This is not a choice between protecting children and protecting religion. It is a false choice manufactured by activists in government. The state has countless ways to combat abuse without attacking the First Amendment. And thankfully, a federal judge agrees. On July 18th, U.S. District Chief Judge David Estudillo granted a preliminary injunction, blocking Washington from enforcing this law statewide. The news broke immediately, confirming the strength of the DOJ's case. The judge's 20-page order is a powerful defense of the First Amendment. He found that the Archdiocese and the Department of Justice demonstrated a likelihood of success on their free exercise claim, and that the balance of equities weighs in favor of protecting this fundamental right. How did the bill's sponsor, Senator Noel Frame, react to this judicial rebuke? Not with humility, but with bitterness. She claimed, "Children will continue to suffer because religious leaders they trust are not reporting when children tell them they are being hurt." This is a shameful and dishonest deflection. The court did not rule against protecting children. It ruled against the government shredding the Constitution to dictate religious practice. The constitutional problems with this bill were obvious from the very beginning. During the floor debate back in February, Republican Representative Jim Walsh warned his colleagues this was a direct violation of the Washington state Constitution's protection of religious freedom. They ignored him. This entire battle underscores the importance of having an Attorney General and a Justice Department committed to defending our foundational rights. As the DOJ under Pam Bondi was securing this victory for religious freedom, the media and the political left were, predictably, focused elsewhere, launching partisan attacks against her. President Trump addressed this on July 14th, defending his Attorney General. While the media obsessed over distractions, his administration was actively fighting and winning battles like this one, battles for the soul of our Constitution. This Truth Social post makes it clear where the priorities are. The fight in Washington is not over. The judge's injunction is temporary. The court has set a schedule for summary judgment briefings due at the end of September, with a potential trial next year. But this first victory is a monumental win against government overreach. This was never just about a state law. It's about a fundamental principle. The government does not have the authority to command a church to violate its most sacred doctrines. The First Amendment is not a suggestion. It is a firewall. And right now, that firewall is holding strong thanks to principled legal action. Stay informed on this case. The next hearing could determine the future of religious freedom in this country. Subscribe for our continued analysis.